Washington State to D.C. Fed showed up in Bellingham, where his neighbors say,
less than 50 feet away from my apartment, so it kind of scares me.
I hear them knocking on the door really, really loud, saying international FBI.
One of the two National Guard members, 20-year-old Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, was shot Wednesday, has died. And CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
The Trump administration says the death penalty is on the table for the Afghan national who allegedly carried out the attack.
I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price.
The president also said he's intensifying his crackdown on immigration. On social media, he said he will permanently pause migration from all third world countries, although it's still unclear which countries he was referring to. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
President Trump says tens of thousands of other Afghans who came here under that same program as the suspect will be reevaluated to see if they should be sent back. And CBS's Camila Montoya-Galvez reports.
While this individual was allowed into the country by the Biden administration, as the president has rightly noted, he was granted asylum earlier this year under the second Trump administration, meaning that there were several opportunities for the U.S. government to actually rescreen this individual. And it is possible that no discernible red flags were raised and detected, and this individual was able to bypass that process and obviously commit this horrendous attack.
On this Black Friday, retailers hope to score big with inflation-weary shoppers. More from CBS's Elaine Quijano.
There's been a steady stream of people coming in as I look around and see people carrying various shopping bags. But retailers, you're right, are absolutely hoping to score big with shoppers this weekend. Many stores open before dawn today to lure in early bird shoppers. Kohl's and JCPenney actually open their doors at 5 a.m.
Керівник офісу Андрій Єрмак написав заяву про відставку.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announces the resignation of his powerful chief of staff, Andriy Yermak, whose house was searched today as part of a corruption investigation. The European Union has emphasized that fighting corruption is central to Ukraine's EU accession. Almost 130 people have died in Hong Kong's apartment fire complex, with about 200 people still missing. This woman was a resident. Fire officials announcing today that alarms were not properly working, and they also believe the blaze.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Seattle's annual tree lighting celebration is just around the corner, but first your KIRO Newsradio traffic, and there is none. All of our major roadways are wide open this morning. The sun has risen, so make sure you grab those sunglasses because it's bright out there. If you're headed to the airport, all's well there as well. The expressway terminals, all clear. Even the passes are looking good. Stevens Pass reporting icy roads, clear skies. Snoqualmie Pass has wet roads with icy spots. It is foggy over the summit. And White Pass, icy road conditions, clear skies. Tracks and tires advised, oversized vehicles prohibited on all three of those passes. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good morning. I'm Nate Connors. The annual tree lighting celebration at Westlake Center in Seattle is tonight at 5. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin reports.
But festivities actually kick off at 1 p.m. with family-friendly craft making, costumed characters, and giveaways. And that all leads up to the main event at 5 with the voice of the Mariners, Rick Riz, and the lighting of the 45-foot holiday tree and that iconic holiday star, followed by a fireworks show. Then Saturday, Pike Place will put on its Christmas colors with Magic in the Market.
And Zoo Lights is back at Point Defiance Zoo starting tonight. The holiday display features more than 1.5 million sparkling lights. They're shaped like animals and colorful scenes along a winding path. And this year, for the first time, you can bring your dog on select nights in December and January. Tickets are timed and sell out fast with prices starting at $14. One of the two National Guard members shot near the White House on Wednesday has died. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson reports the FBI raided Bellingham home of the suspect shooter just yesterday.
Several neighbors told us they woke up to loud noises, law enforcement, and red laser sights.
Like less than 50 feet away from my apartment, so it kind of scares me.
I hear them knocking on the door really, really loud, saying international FBI.
Chief of Bellingham's police, Rebecca Mertzig, said saying in a statement, quote, "I called our local FBI partners to offer the Bellingham Police Department's assistance with their criminal investigation of this case. The city's mayor says the shooting is, quote, the actions of one person, not a community."
A Thanksgiving morning drive turned terrifying for a man from Olympia. Troopers say he was headed to work near Shelton when a deer ran onto Highway 101. He swerved, slammed into trees, and his car was destroyed. First responders say it was one of the worst crashes they've seen without a death. The News Tribune reports it took 45 minutes to pull him out. A bystander with trauma experience helped stop the bleeding before he was airlifted to Tacoma General. Troopers say his injuries are serious but not life-threatening. And now your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A nice sunny day for us today. High of 51 in Seattle. As the day moves on, clouds will slowly begin to filter in. And by tomorrow, it's mostly cloudy and 48 for the high. Sunday, back to sunshine, but we'll top out only in the mid-40s. It's 45 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy, I think it's Wednesday. It should be Friday, but it's Wednesday. It's like September 24th. Hey, if you're new to the show, where you been? It's about time you showed up. And if you're always here on the show, welcome back. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning to you. Also, welcome to all of you who are just joining our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page because you heard about the beautiful post and the great reactions to what you had posted yesterday. You shared it on our page this morning.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Also want to say welcome to all of you watching us on YouTube. Yes, our chat line is down for now, but you can also, again, weigh in on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
What's new at 10?
We talked about this yesterday. Homeland Security is recruiting Seattle police officers by running commercials on local TV. Got together with some friends last night, and they said they saw these ads during the football game, and they're offering this $50,000 bonus to sweeten the deal.
Seattle law enforcement, you took an oath to protect and serve, to keep your family, your city safe.
Now, it's hard to hear that because it was a Seattle Reddit user that recorded that commercial, which played during Sunday Night Football a bunch of times. But these ads are running all across the country in so-called sanctuary cities. And we had heard from a few people in law enforcement yesterday. But today, we have former King County Sheriff John Urquhart in studio to talk about this and more. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I want to just say, you look like you are enjoying retirement.
Retirement's great. Every day's a Saturday.
So thank you so much for coming in. So let's just talk about this in general. What's your immediate reaction when you hear that they're trying to recruit cops?
Well, I saw the commercial, and my immediate reaction was, wow, $50,000. I'm going to have to think about that.
Enough to get you out of retirement?
$50,000. They may pay off my student loans.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about that. So I mentioned it to my wife. And she says, not just no, but hell no. And there's two reasons. What's the two reasons? She said, well, you're not going to work for Kristi Noem. I forbid it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, what's the second reason? She says, you're way too old. So she busted that balloon.
Oh,
so
what does it?
I guess
mean,
I'm not leaving retirement.
That they're going for local police departments, specifically in sanctuary cities.
Well, I think the sanctuary city part of it is just to stick their finger in the eye of the sanctuary cities, because they could recruit anywhere in the country. So maybe they'll do that. They're hiring 100,000 new ICE agents, supposedly. They claim to have 150,000 applications. They've given out 18,000 yeses, basically. So that's what they're doing. And I think it just because they're here, just because they can. I don't have any problem with police departments advertising, including ICE. If that's what they want to do, I mean, that's fair game. What I do have a problem with, however, is any current police officer or any person that wants to be a police officer and thinks that dressing up like SEAL Team 6 or dressing up like Rambo at Halloween and putting on a mask and dealing with the public. Is that the way to do police work? And I'm here to tell you, it is not. They should not be doing that. It's intimidating. It is no way for a police officer to act. So if you think that's the right way, then by all means, go join ICE, because I don't want you in my department, if that's what you think, and I don't want you as a police officer in the Northwest. Period. End of story.
You know, Sheriff, I have heard some of the justifications and some of the reasonings as to why some agree that ICE should have their face covered, right? And some of the things that I have seen being said is, they don't want to get doxxed. There's going to be careful for their families. This is dangerous for them. This is different than the, air quotes, regular law enforcement. When you hear someone try to justify wearing those masks and going out in the public, Sheriff, what is your thoughts?
My thoughts is there is no justification other than straight intimidation. There is no justification for any police officer in almost any situation wearing a mask. And certainly not a blanket, what they appears to be a blanket policy where they wear those masks. It absolutely drives me up the wall.
So for people who are listening and say, is this something that is unusual and unique to this particular administration and how Kristi Noem is handling it? Or have there been any past administrations where ICE agents have dressed up in the manner that they are today?
Not that I've ever seen. Now, when I came in as sheriff, there were two detectives that worked for me, worked plainclothes assignments, and I understood they were wearing masks. And I put a stop to that in a New York minute. There is no justification for that, I don't believe. And like I say, in almost every situation, all it is a means to intimidate people and I guess to look cool, if that's what they're thinking of. But I don't like it. It shouldn't happen. I'm aghast, to put it mildly.
You're hearing the voice of John Urquhart, former Sheriff John Urquhart, here on the Gee and Ursula Show. I'm going to tell you a feeling that I'm getting, and I'll tell you, because of this feeling that I'm getting, why I have a real big frustration. The feeling that I have today is I feel that law enforcement, local law enforcement, connects to the public better today than ever. I think that the transparency between law enforcement and civilians is better than ever today. It feels like now, if even having that feeling, it feels like there are powers that be that want to force disruption between law enforcement and civilians. I'm saying that because I talked to several law enforcement officers that are telling me that same thing, that it's been better than ever, but it feels like they're trying to cause disruption between us.
You know, Gee, I agree. I think it's better than ever. It doesn't mean we should rest on our laurels. It doesn't mean we don't have a long way to go.
No doubt.
But, you know, I've been in this business for 43 years. I've seen it. It's so much better than it ever was, especially in the Northwest. The consent decree helped. The people that we recruit have helped immensely. If anything, it's the leadership or lack of leadership within these police organizations, not only locally, but certainly at the federal level as well, that's causing the problems. These individual officers, at ICE, they may like wearing those masks, but they are allowed and they are encouraged to do that by the people that are in charge. That's really what it boils down to. They developed a culture in ICE that makes that kind of behavior okay. And that's what's wrong. It's not the individual officers, almost never is, other than very specific instances. But from a culture standpoint, it's the leadership that causes the problems.
So with Homeland Security running these ads, offering a $50,000 bonus, could this recruitment effort actually weaken community trust in law enforcement, especially among immigrant communities?
Yeah, no, I think so. It's such a especially with immigrant communities, documented or undocumented, is such a fragile connection between the police and the community.
Yeah, explain that.
They oftentimes don't make a distinction between local, county sheriffs, local police, state police, or the federal ICE agents. They don't make that distinction. And so we're lumped all together. And if they don't trust federal ICE, they're not going to trust the local police. Our job is to reduce crime and the fear of crime. And anything that gets in the way of that is going to affect how we do it. And if people are afraid to come to us as a witness or as a victim, we're not going to be able to solve crimes. And if they think they're going to get deported, if they think we're going to turn them over to ICE, then they're absolutely not going to come forward. In every study that's ever been done, there's a very good one from the University of Illinois about 10 years ago that proves that. So we've got to be so careful that we don't lose that connection.
You guys are listening to the voice of Sheriff John Urquhart here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Really appreciate it. I call him Uncle John. I'm going to give you, let's go back to sanctuary cities, Sheriff. Let's talk about that. I'm going to give you a few things, and these things have been said. You see them said, and I want you to react to it. Here we go. Number one, sanctuary cities refuse to arrest or prosecute undocumented immigrants.
True, but not because they're a sanctuary city.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you expand on that? Sorry.
Sure. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Let's say the city of Spokane passes a law that you can't tie your dog up to a parking meter. So a Seattle officer comes across a dog tied up to a parking meter here. He cannot enforce that Seattle or that Spokane ordinance. Makes perfect sense. Well, local police cannot enforce immigration law. They cannot arrest anybody for breaking federal immigration law or any other federal crime. You just can't do it. So that is a bogus argument right from the get-go. I hear it all the time. You swore an allegiance to the Constitution to prosecute and arrest on all lawbreakers. Yeah, we did, but we can't enforce other people's laws.
Thank you for that one. I think that analogy that he just gave really was clear and spot on. I hope people caught that one. Here's another one. Sanctuary cities release dangerous criminals instead of turning them over to ICE.
Here's how that works. And it goes back to 2016, 2017. ICE has access to our jail booking records. They know who's in jail. So they look it up. And for example, they say, well, Hector Garcia, he's in this country illegally. We want to deport him. So they would back then, they would call up the jail and say, hey, Hector Garcia is going to get released next week. Don't release him. We'll come and pick him up. It may take us 2 or 3 days, but we'll come and pick him up. And the jail at that time, across the country, saying, okay. So they held him for 2 or 3 or 4 days after his release date. And maybe ICE showed up and maybe they didn't. Well, all of a sudden, these jails start getting sued across the country because they are holding this person illegally because there is not a judicial warrant. ICE didn't bother to get a judicial warrant to arrest this guy. And this went as far as the federal appeals courts in several places, including the 4th District, which is very conservative. And in every case, the appeals court says, no, you can't do that. So local jails quit holding people without a judicial warrant because it's illegal. A judge has said, you will release this person at this time on this date, and you better have a good reason not to, such as an arrest warrant. So that's what was going on there. It has nothing to do with a sanctuary city. It's the law of the land.
But sanctuary cities stop ICE from doing its job.
No, they didn't. ICE can still do their job. They can still go out and get a warrant, a judicial warrant, and we'll turn them over. We'll keep them and based on that warrant and then turn them over to ICE when ICE shows up.
Does the sanctuary status prevent law enforcement from arresting people who commit violent crimes?
No.
I mean,
you rob a bank and we're going to arrest you. It doesn't matter that we're a sanctuary city or not.
In these sanctuary cities, undocumented immigrants commit more crimes than U.S. citizens.
Every study that's ever been done shows that a homegrown citizen, somebody that was born in this country, tends to commit more crimes than undocumented or immigrants, period. For logical reasons. If you're undocumented, you don't want to call attention to yourself. You're not going to commit a crime because they're going to catch you and deport you. So no, that's just not true.
Sanctuary policies increase more crime in the community.
No.
Well, you need to explain that then.
They just don't. Sanctuary policies, I don't see how there could possibly be a connection between those policies. And remember, there's 39 cities in King County? Some of them are sanctuary cities. Some of them aren't. Some of them call it something else. There's a real nebulous definition of really what a sanctuary city is.
This is former King County Sheriff John Urquhart, and I can't express how appreciative we are that you're willing to come on our show and you just say it as it is. I'm curious if you are in the minority among leaders in law enforcement, or do you feel like you're just more at liberty to speak about it?
Well, I've always been kind of a loose cannon in talking.
This is true.
I'm kind of known for that. So, I don't think so. I still hang out with a lot of police chiefs, and we're pretty much all on the same page for the most part. Yeah. It doesn't mean
there aren't
the rank and file always agrees with me.
Yes.
But I think it's that interim. Those interim leaders within the department, some are below sheriff or police chief, but higher than a street cop. That's probably where the most
pushback
difference is.
Sure. Okay.
Uncle John. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to just say, if you were still a King County Sheriff, how would you advise your deputies to respond to a 911 call about armed men in body armor and masks taking someone off the street who refused to show ID or a warrant?
I would absolutely make sure they are dispatched to that call and find out what's going on, period.
Uncle John, listen, man. We've been talking a lot about this, and right now in the news, we're talking about ICE, we're talking about sanctuary cities. There's a lot of myths, and if it's a sanctuary city and undocumented immigrants commit more crimes, all these things. It feels like this is the same playbook that was used for black people when you were in law enforcement starting out 43 years ago. In your opinion, do you think that this is kind of the same playbook?
Yes. I think that the powers that be like to villainize other groups, whether it's undocumented or minority groups or whatever it is. They like to solidify their base by villainizing people that don't look like them.
Why does it still work today?
God, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. It's really disappointing that it does still work. Certainly to me, and I'm sure to you. I don't know.
I didn't mean to get deep, Uncle John, but sometimes I just got to ask those questions.
I have to ask a question, a deep question. Do you like it when Gee calls you Uncle John?
I do, because maybe not as much as sheriff, but I know that it's done with respect.
It is.
So
it is. It is.
By the way,
love.
You in studio, this is my favorite. I mean, I don't know how we can do this, but you in studio, this is a whole different vibe right here.
It makes it different. It makes it a lot easier for me, believe me.
Yeah.
So I was happy to come over.
Oh, thank you.
We sure appreciate it.
I got one more question for Uncle John.
Okay.
And I want you to be honest with this one. Did you... Oh, no, this question is going to require something.
Okay.
The way that you are about topics right now, the way you are able to see the world, I feel like when I hear you talk, and the reason why I affectionately call you Uncle John, because I believe you really care. Seriously. Did you always see the world like this? When you first started in law enforcement, did you really see people the same way you see people now?
I think so. Yeah, I did. I left a very lucrative business career to become a police officer.
I didn't know that.
I changed careers, midlife, changed careers.
Did not know that.
And when I was in the police academy, they used to call me Mr. ACLU. Let's see what Mr. ACLU has to say about this. Because I was fairly liberal.
What?
True story. I was fairly liberal compared to the rest of the class. And, have I gotten more conservative? Yeah, you get more conservative as you get older.
True.
But not on social issues. Not on social issues. And quite frankly, I don't think I'm that different than a lot of police officers. I would meet with every single new officer that I hired, and about 60 a year. And they all said the same thing. I chose this career to help people.
Yeah.
And I think they really did, and I think that's what they're trying to do.
Heart for service.
But we need to be so careful, and I've talked about it before, the culture of an organization. That means everything. And that doesn't come from below, that comes from above. It's up to the leaders of the organization to set that culture and make sure that everybody in the organization follows it.
Former Sheriff John Urquhart. I call my bruh.
I have one more
John.
thing.
What do you got?
I want to give a shout out to my wife. Our 50th wedding anniversary is this Saturday, assuming we make it.
You will.
I've only got 3 more days. And everybody that knows us says that Shelley, my wife, is a saint. Because she stayed with me for 50 years.
Saint Shelley. Congratulations. 50 years is a big darn deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It is. Thank you.
Wonderful.
More of the Gee Ursula Show next.
Headed down the home stretch of the regular season.
The Seahawks defense does its job.
The Seahawks are back home in front of the 12s.
12s are on their feet.
It's real, and that's because of the environment that they create, and they're hungry for a great team.
And looking to show why they are one of this season's dominant teams in the NFL.
We always just put the mission over anything else, no matter what it is, man. We try to get that W.
Seahawks, Vikings, Sunday kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10.
Where the 12s are the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Choosing a company to replace your windows and doors can be like throwing a dart blindfolded. With so many options, how do you hit the bullseye? Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. We know it's a challenge, but our team is committed to guiding you with patience, knowledge, and professionalism. And that commitment is why you voted us Best in the Northwest for 2025. So thank you. To celebrate, we're offering an incredible 5-year, zero-interest financing plus 15% off until the end of the month. For quality, comfort, and peace of mind, visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Eric Butler here, General Manager at Kia of Everett, your simple, easy, fun dealership. Winter roads are coming. Good thing Kia of Everett makes driving simple, easy, and fun. With advanced safety features and all-weather performance across our entire lineup, come take a test drive from our huge selection of the best all-wheel drive models and option packages, ready to take on whatever this season throws our way. With amazing pricing and financing, now is the time to buy at Kia of Everett.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, you just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community be near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at revivemenshealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Black Friday Comfort Sale is on now at Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 75%. Plus, enjoy 18 months 0% financing OAC. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
Join KIRO News Radio and Treehouse for the 37th annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO News Radio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
Out at the Wilcox family farm, our hens roam freely on fresh green pasture. But that means predators like coyotes and eagles are always nearby. That's where our team of Great Pyrenees help out. These gentle giants were born to protect, and they become a part of our family. Raised alongside the chickens from puppyhood. Our hens are raised humanely, our practices are organic, and our promise is simple. Fresh eggs straight from our farm to your table. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, good morning. Welcome. I'm Nate Connors. In Seattle, dozens of volunteers dedicated their Thanksgiving to cooking meals for homeless teens. The executive director of Teen Feed tells KIRO 7 TV.
A group of volunteers shows up, cooks the meal, serves the meal, cleans up the meal. It's been going on for over 40 years. Teen Feed was established in 1987, and it's kind of a magical place and kind of a magical thing.
Teen Feed says the need has felt more urgent with the pause in SNAP benefits earlier this month. While you're out doing holiday shopping, look for the Light the World giving machines at Alderwood and South Hill malls. Instead of snacks, they dispense donations to local nonprofits like YWCA Pierce County. This is CEO Abby McLean.
When you are able to give no matter what amount, whether it's $5, $20, $100, that is going to have a massive impact on families that are making a really hard and courageous step to get safe.
For a list of the organizations involved, go to mynorthwest.com. By the way, the machines are sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Today, the Seattle Torrent take to the ice at Climate Pledge Arena. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun reports it's their first home game in franchise history.
The professional women's hockey team faces the Minnesota Frost at 1 p.m., and they're hoping it can be a record-breaking night. Here is a look at the seats that are still available for tonight. Fans will be packing the arena where we are nearing a sellout game. A sellout would break the American Pro Women's Hockey attendance record, which was set last year in Detroit. Tickets are still available for $44.
If you want to skip the shopping, how about fishing this weekend? The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is stocking nearly 65,000 jumbo rainbow trout. They're going into 25 lakes across the state for Black Friday fishing. Those trout weigh up to 3 pounds and stretch 17 inches long. Officials say it's a great way to get outdoors with the family after Thanksgiving. You'll find stocked lakes in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. That includes Beaver Lake, American Lake, and Green Lake, among others. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic. We're looking great across the region this morning. We're seeing volumes picking up, though, near the malls. If you're headed over the passes, Stevens, Snoqualmie, White Passes all look good. Maybe a few patches of ice to be aware of. Traction tires advised and oversized vehicles prohibited. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. And now your weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A beautiful day to get out there, go shopping, walk off some of those Thanksgiving calories. Sunny and dry with a high around 51 in Seattle. Tomorrow the clouds roll in, high right around 50. It's 42 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. We appreciate all of you listening this morning. And Gee, you were looking at our text line and you were remarking at how thoughtful so many people are in responding to our last interview. And I thank you for that. Honestly, I think
there was there's some awesome text messages here.
Yes, really appreciate that. And thank you to Elizabeth for coming in, taking the time. And were there more questions that we had?
Oh,
yes.
I learned something though. she had mentioned, I had asked, like, what happens in public, and she says it's not so much what people say, it's more so how people look and stare.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. Let me be vulnerable with you, Ursula. I got to do better with that. I be staring. So I'm just, that's something that I got to get better with. I be staring. I got to do better.
Braden in Snohomish texted in and said, I thought the school psychologist said to talk to trans people, but now saying to leave them alone. And my response to Braden was, if you want to genuinely understand a trans person, and there is someone in my life, a friend's daughter is in the midst of transitioning.
Yeah.
And I was given so much grace. We went to dinner with her, and I was given the opportunity to just ask questions, ask questions. And I said, please forgive me if I say anything that may come, and let me know if I say or ask something that comes across as offensive, because that's not my intent. But, just because it's not my intent does not give me an excuse. I want to understand and learn. Yeah. And so if you want to truly understand, because for so many people, the response is, this is sick. How come you're this is a sick thing. That person is mentally ill or whatever. It's like, if you have that feeling and you see a trans person and you have no interest in really trying to understand, then keep walking by.
Sure.
That's the point. But if you want to actually genuinely learn and try to understand, then have that conversation.
And ask permission first too. Like, hey, can I ask you about some issues that I'm curious about?
Yes.
Because I know that, when I was talking to Brianne off the air, she's telling me that a lot of times that's the first thing people see about her. And so the only time sometimes trans people get engaged with is when somebody wants an explanation, right? Like, Gee, I'll just say, like, when I first started working with you, my conversations with you were like, hey, dude, check out this story about this thing that happened to a black person, right? And so the conversation is centered on their identity first instead of their humanity first. And so you do have to be sensitive about that stuff, because, like, I imagine it would be exhausting to have to constantly explain who you are to people who fundamentally don't understand your experience.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that. And I think that's where, again, when I'm talking to Elizabeth here, I got to tell you guys something. I get a little nervous about asking Elizabeth questions or someone, because I feel like when I asked a question, not that Elizabeth did, but I feel like deep down inside they're thinking, well, you should know that. Like, how are you still asking? And again, that's my own insecurities, right? But I think a lot of people, sometimes you don't want to feel dumb. And when you have these conversations and you're trying to learn, I love how you did it, Ursula. You kept saying, hey, I don't want to be offensive or anything, because during the break, you and I both admitted, like, we don't know enough.
Yeah, we don't. 509 texted in. Patty says, people ask, what is the trans agenda? It's simple. We just want to live. Now imagine that. Like, you just want to be able to live.
Yeah.
Okay. Switch gears here, because we got to talk about this. We teased it, and we're talking about swear words and people who are just more profane than others. And have we gotten to the point where we've reached peak profanity, as an op-ed in the New York Times says?
Yeah.
Because you really can't go anywhere these days without hearing a 4-letter word, whether said out loud or online. Even sometimes we see it on our text line, although I will tell you right now, we're not cool with that. So especially if it's directed at us. But it's not just from the teens who are trying to shock their parents. Everyone's doing it, even pastors, CEOs, your kid's soccer coach. So what is happening? The author writes that there was a time when swearing had boundaries. His dad's generation, they kept it outside, never in front of women, teachers, kids. Now swearing is like background noise. I remember that I swore one time and also used the Lord's name in vain. And I think I told you that my dad believed in spanking. That one was a doozy. And so it made me think twice about both, but I will admit that I am sometimes I just it's like it's a pressure release for me. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean anything by it, but I use it and then I have to say, I apologize. Sorry for my language.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, I just want to say it feels good to look at you and Chef.
Yeah.
And realize that you guys swear more than me.
Not that much, though. You've been coming into your own.
I've gotten worse, and I blame you two for that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Take responsibility.
I have a question for teetotalers, the folks who don't use spicy language.
Yeah.
Are you as offended by swearing today as you used to be?
No.
Because I think frankly, it's been normalized to a certain extent, and you can say whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't see the shock value in swear words that they used to have, you know?
I think you're right, Chef. And I think it comes down to this generation. And I know I'm guilty of talking about generations. No, it is different. There are still people that are living back in Chicago that I will never swear around, right? I don't know if these young kids, they swear around anybody. You didn't swear around Mrs. Dixon and Mrs. Cooper and Mrs. Macon, and you didn't swear around your elders, and you didn't say the F word and around women. And there just used to be a standard when it came to swearing. Today, not so much. If I ask Gen Z right now, have any of your friends, any of you all, ever had your mouth washed out with soap? They would look at me like, what's that? To which our generation, right now, you're like, yeah, I remember the exact time where I had to put soap in my mouth. By the way, we had the worst parents in the world. Who would put soap in their child's mouth for saying the swear word? Lord, have mercy.
But isn't there some study, some research that says if you swear a lot, you might be smarter? Isn't there something like that? Is there any sort of redeeming thing? I mean, I do think it's kind of classless. But
you know who else swears a lot?
Who?
Lillian.
Oh.
Sometimes she be saying something like, did you have to use that right there?
Listen to you. Okay.
Nick, do you swear, bruh?
Sparingly, no. Yeah, I'm an old-fashioned guy.
Have you ever heard of anybody getting their mouth washed out with soap?
No, I've never heard anyone get the paddle either. Those are kind of back in the day, you know. Those are past us.
I got the Tabasco sauce.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you really?
Yeah, I love spicy food though.
Ursula, what did you do with your kids when were they allowed to swear around you?
Actually, they didn't swear a whole lot. And I would bust them if they would say things that I felt, I would explain to them, that word is demeaning to women. Yeah. I mean, I was big about that. That is demeaning. Now, they would sometimes call me out for swearing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I would try to clean it up.
I got in trouble. Dang was a swear word when I was coming up. Shut up was a swear word. I mean, it gets ridiculous. I was... rough childhood. Hey, coming up next, we got a chef-inspired scenario. Stick around. Gee and Ursula.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
It's Black Friday Frenzy at Olympic Hot Tub. Unwrap huge holiday savings on saltwater hot tubs and swim spas, plus amazing prices on floor models. Hurry, the savings end November 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Choosing a company to replace your windows and doors can be like throwing a dart blindfolded. With so many options, how do you hit the bullseye? Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. We know it's a challenge, but our team is committed to guiding you with patience, knowledge, and professionalism. And that commitment is why you voted us Best in the Northwest for 2025. So thank you. To celebrate, we're offering an incredible 5-year, zero-interest financing, plus 15% off until the end of the month. For quality comfort and peace of mind, visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com. And let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com.
When you imagine your retirement, what do you see? A beach, maybe a vacation cabin in the woods? For me, I dream of traveling the world more and spending more time with family and hopefully hanging out with some grandkids in the future. Well, whatever your dream looks like, it deserves a plan that is just as unique. And at Trajan Wealth, their fiduciary advisors specialize in crafting custom strategies for families with $500,000 or more in savings. They focus on capital preservation, growth, and low-cost investments so that you can focus on what matters most to you. Don't settle for a one-size-fits-all plan. Let Trajan Wealth help design the one that fits you. Call them at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
It is the Gee Ursula Show. It is time for scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My 8-year-old daughter is suddenly terrified of our new house. She's convinced there's a ghost under her bed, and if we're not in the same room, she bolts down the hallway in tears. She can't fall asleep at night and wakes before dawn, panicked and shaking. She shares a room with her 5-year-old sister, so the whole house is up before sunrise and everyone is exhausted. The fear seems to be spreading now. This morning, she screamed because she saw someone in white standing in the backyard. But when I looked, there was nothing there. She never used to be afraid of anything. Our new place is only a little bigger than our last home, still in the same neighborhood, but it's older, 2 stories, and full of odd noises at night. The floorboards creak when no one's walking, and once the hallway light flickered for a few seconds before burning steady again. Her little sister isn't scared, though, but she mirrors her big sister's nerves, and now both of them jump at shadows. I've tried with reassurance that I can let them know and assure them that nothing is going to happen to them. I just want them to feel safe. But to stop waking up at 4 a.m. is just a certain thing that seems to be unseen and is not going to happen. What should I do? 888-973-5476. Ursula, you up to bat.
Did you ever think there were ghosts in your house growing up?
What? All the time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, kids have big imaginations.
Wait a minute. Did you hear what the mama said? She said, our new place is a little bigger.
It's really old.
It's older. 2 stories.
Yeah.
Full of noises at night. The floorboards creak when no one's walking, and once the hallway light flickered.
Yeah, it's called maybe you need a new bulb.
Mama, I'm a grown man today, and still, what's that noise? You know what I mean?
Okay, so if you have 2 kids who are scared, you can give them reassurance.
Yeah.
Fake it. You can give them reassurance if they need, take some little actions. Hey, see, let's go look around and see. Don't make fun of them. Don't just say, "Oh, don't be silly." Yeah. I remember when I thought that there was don't even ask me why, but I remember witch's tongue on the windowsill growing up in the Philippines. I ran into my parents' bedroom, told them the story, and I remember it was really sweet. They allowed me to never happened, but they allowed me to stay in bed with them and just reassured me it's not a big deal. Well, eventually you realize it's not a big deal, and then you can go about your ways. But the worst thing you can do is play into their fears. Suddenly now you're a scaredy cat too.
Right.
Because if there's one thing that kids can do, they can sense when A, you're faking it, and B, if you also have fears. And if that's the case, just move.
They can't. They're not around December.
Just
they can't.
move.
They can't.
Just move.
Well, first, before we move on.
Just kidding.
Are ghosts real? Are any ghosts real?
Okay. I have a friend who...
Oh, boy.
is one of those ghost chasers. I give her grief all the time. If she's listening right now, I give her grief all the time. I don't believe they're real.
Okay.
Well, you answer.
I think it's possible. I do. I'm being serious. Do I think it's possible? Yes. Do I think that sometimes something happens in my life and I say, "Oh, that's my dad talking to me"?
And
I do. So if I can say that, then somehow I kind of have some type of believing in ghosts.
Yeah. The whole leap of faith thing, huh?
Gosh. I don't believe in ghosts. I do allow for the possibility of interdimensional beings, though. I think that is certainly a possibility. There are dimensions that we cannot see or understand as human beings. When it comes to this situation, like I remember being a little kid and being literally paralyzed in my bed, could not move because I was convinced someone was breaking into the house. And you get over it eventually. I guess my only advice is maybe try trazodone for the kids. Just get them on some heavy narcotics that knock them out. Although I guess trazodone's an SSRI. Or melatonin. There are a ton of parents who give their kids melatonin these days, and it is remarkably effective.
And safe, according to my pediatrician. The other thing you could do is, well, you were laughing when I said you could move, but Doug in Mount Vernon says you could call Ghostbusters.
I ain't afraid of no ghost. Something strange. Oh, that's it, Nick. What do you got?
Well, I was just going to say, if you've got kids and you're looking into getting a home, there are some of the finer details you should look into before that purchase. Because kids, they have a stronger memory during this time of life. In certain scenes and situations, they can have that lasting effect. Too many shadows, noises, older rooms, and developments. You might be dealing with a little trauma and stress from the young ones, but you can at least tell them you'll be the one to protect them from any of those feared spirits.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Easier said than done to just move, but I don't think there's anything they got to be worried about. And he got it this one time. He got it.
5 years. 5 years.
Gee is celebrating because for once he guessed the song that Nick would use. My gosh, Gee, it's almost as if you won the World Series.
This my whole life. I've been waiting for this. Look, I'm done. News boss is open. It's closed. I'm done for the day.
He's already at the ballpark now.
Excuse me, we have another hour to do.
By the way,
the
text came in from Sandy and Tumwater. I don't know about giving the kids some melatonin and all that kind of stuff for the ghosts.
I'm totally joking about the trazodone.
Oh, okay.
Melatonin is safe.
Yeah.
Completely joking.
Yeah, Terrazodone is a whole nother thing. Yes.
Oh, okay. Nick.
Thank you.
You nailed it.
I just said yesterday. I'm done. I'm not guessing no more. I don't need to guess anymore. It took me 5 years.
Okay, thank God. Thank God I made it really obvious when I said call Ghostbusters.
Oh, my God.
No.
You helped him out there.
Wait,
he cheated.
I said I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
That's so true.
All right. Hey, coming up next, someone who is a challenger for the mayor was arrested several years back during a protest. I'll tell you how I'll actually defend that part. Yeah, we'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
Let me tell you something. Boston makes me feel good.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
Hello, friends. John Curley here. Ladies, this one's for you. Retirement can feel uncertain. Women live longer and often manage finances alone. Madrona Financial's Growing Her Wealth Workshop is a free Zoom event to help you build income, protect savings, and time Social Security and Medicare. December 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Married, single, widowed, divorced, working, or retired. Learn in a supportive space. Reserve your spot. Call 833-673-7373. Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump says he's ready to expel anyone who is, quote, not an asset to the United States. It comes after the death of one of the two National Guard members shot in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday. The suspect came to the U.S. from Afghanistan after working with U.S. forces there. CBS's Nancy Cordes with more.
This would be a dramatic new step by the president, cutting off migration from an unknown number of countries that he deems third world. We have asked the White House for more details. At the same time, Trump is calling for a review of all green card holders from 19, quote, countries of concern, including Haiti, Iran, and Venezuela. And he wants a review of all Afghan nationals who were allowed into this country under the previous administration.
As for the legal case against the D.C. shooting suspect who's in the hospital, CBS's Nicole Scango reports.
The suspect is expected to face charges of murder in the first degree, plus multiple counts of assault with intent to kill while armed. Attorney General Pam Bondi says she intends to pursue the death penalty here.
In Turkey, Pope Leo brings a message of hope for migrants and refugees, saying at a cathedral in Istanbul.
This church itself is made up largely of foreigners, and many of you, priests, sisters, and pastoral workers, come from other lands.
Pope Leo has made care for migrants a key focus for his papacy, often speaking out against hardline immigration policies in other countries. Pope Leo will also visit Lebanon before returning to Rome on Tuesday. Measles vaccination rates, according to the World Health Organization, have improved remarkably, but remain below pre-COVID levels, a concern for vulnerable populations. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder on measles cases.
Measles isn't gone. In 2024, about 95,000 people died from measles, most of them kids under 5. And measles cases are rising again.
So how is business this Black Friday in Boston? WBZ's Emma Friedman reports.
I'm always a Black Friday shopper. Businesses opened their doors to let shoppers in, but there was nobody lined up waiting to get inside at Assembly Row Shopping Center in Somerville outside Boston. Brianna and her son Cody woke up early to shop like they do every Black Friday. I just came out of the last store and I'm like, no, I bet everybody's in the mall warm. So it's no crowds here, which is great. Shalisha tells me coming to the outlet mall on a windy day was a bit of a Black Friday hack, since it seems most shoppers decided to go the indoor shopping route on a cold and windy day. Not too many people can get in and out. Not too bad. Emma Friedman for CBS News, Boston.
This is CBS News.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
The region's Afghan community has growing concerns. More on that right after our KIRO News Radio traffic. And we're near speed limit drives across Puget Sound right now. A great day to get that Black Friday shopping done. The only slowdown is northbound 167 approaching that Pacific Lane work zone, adding 10 minutes to your commute. Or if you exit at Stewart, head over to the West Valley Highway, hop back on at Ellingson Road. You're going to get right around it, and it puts you right there at the mall. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good morning, I'm Nate Connors. The Afghan community in Washington State is speaking out after a deadly shooting in D.C. Police say an Afghan man is accused of shooting 2 National Guard members on Thanksgiving Eve. Mo Dawood Akbari from Federal Way tells the Seattle Times he's heartbroken and worried. He fears the Trump administration will use this to target immigrants. Officials have already halted immigration requests for Afghan nationals. Community leaders say they condemn the violence but reject collective punishment. They want people to know this does not define their community. Washington State ferries are sailing into the holiday weekend with 10% more daily departures than this time in past years. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin reports Wednesday and Thanksgiving Day saw the heaviest westbound traffic towards the islands.
Saturday and Sunday, eastbound ferry traffic will be heaviest. Now, if you're taking a ferry, check the WashDOT app and consider taking an early morning or a late night sailing. Those won't be quite as busy.
Today, the University of Washington women's soccer team will be playing for a spot in the Final Four. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun has more.
They reached the Elite Eight in dramatic fashion last week with a double overtime win over Virginia. They came down to penalty kicks. It's been a whirlwind of a season and an emotional last couple of weeks after losing goalkeeper Mia Hammond to kidney cancer. This is only the third time in program history the Huskies have advanced this far into the NCAA tournament. They'll face Duke in Durham, North Carolina at 3 p.m. today.
The annual tree lighting celebration at Westlake Center is in Seattle tonight. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin reports it's at 5 o'clock.
But festivities actually kick off at 1 p.m. with family-friendly craft making, costumed characters, and giveaways. And that all leads up to the main event at 5 with the voice of the Mariners, Rick Riz, and the lighting of the 45-foot holiday tree and that iconic holiday star, followed by a fireworks show. Then Saturday, Pike Place will put on its Christmas colors with Magic in the Market.
And now your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Plenty of sunshine today. High in Seattle around 51. Areas of morning clouds and fog tomorrow. Otherwise, mostly sunny with a high around 50. It's 43 and it's totally sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Thursday, October 16th. If you're new to the Gee and Ursula Show, yes, glad you're here. And if you're always here with the show, glad you're back. Ursula, good morning to you.
Cool. Good morning. Coming up at 11:30, we are going to do Agree to Disagree. As always, we invite you to join us on our text line. And our text line today has been extremely full.
It has been. Now, let me set it all up. So Ursula just got back from an incredible vacation to Portugal, right? And on your way back, you decided to write something because you had something on your mind.
Yes.
And what you had on your mind is the fact that sometimes people will text our show or email and say, you guys have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Now, we played this earlier today at 9:30, but some of you missed it. And so, Ursula, I think it is very important for you to do it again. So, please.
Okay. So, and as you mentioned, I was on a flight and I had heard a lot of commentary about Trump derangement syndrome and folks trying to downplay the criticism of our current administration. And while I was in Portugal, we encountered some people who were saying, please don't stop fighting. Please don't stop fighting. The rest of the world is watching. Please don't stop fighting for what is right. And so, I wrote this commentary. And, in terms of this whole accusation of having Trump derangement syndrome, it used to bug me a lot. And now I feel like it is a badge of honor, because I believe that labeling fact-based criticism as derangement is just lazy deflection. And you and I, since the beginning of the show, have called out his actions because the stakes are very real. And what has transpired under this current administration is truly alarming just in the last 9 months. And all of this is public record, so you can check for yourself. In the past 9 months alone, President Trump has acted less like a public servant and more like a strongman. He has invoked emergency powers to sidestep Congress. He has kicked out career officials in favor of people who were loyal to him, and he continues to attack journalists, calling them the enemy of the people. Just this week, and we talked about it earlier in the show, dozens of reporters handed in their badges in protest of the Pentagon's new rules that would essentially force them to sign away all their independence. We should be worried about that. These moves are aimed at consolidating power, silencing his critics, and chipping away at the very checks and balances that keep our democracy alive. Again, this should be worrisome to everybody, regardless of party. Trump has also gone after civil rights and diversity programs under the guise of I'm being anti-woke. And while his administration is handing out billions of dollars overseas, including a $20 billion package to Argentina, what's happening right now here in this country? Where is the effort to end this 15-day shutdown? Hundreds of thousands of federal workers are without paychecks right now. And at the same time, deep cuts are hitting special education, food assistance, and other vital programs that serve the most vulnerable here at home. And let's not forget that he is the first convicted felon to serve in the White House. He was found liable for sexual abuse and defamation. He attempted to overturn a legitimate election. He called the January 6th rioters patriots and later pardoned them. And he has weaponized the Justice Department now to punish opponents, and he rewards his loyalists and the grifters while firing anyone who dares to say no. And I get it. That's a lot to take in. But it doesn't stop there. He mocks scientists, turns public health into a culture war. He has pushed anti-trans policies. He demonizes immigrants, all while using racial dog whistles. And by the way, if you check and look into how much money has he made just since the start of this latest administration, he's enriched himself by billions of dollars. Meanwhile, the big promise of fixing the economy, working families are still struggling with high grocery prices. And, oh, by the way, the Epstein files are still locked away. If there is a syndrome at play, it is Trump denial syndrome. It's the refusal by too many to see corruption, cruelty, and the authoritarian behavior, even when it's right in front of you. And that is what's so scary. Blind loyalty does not make you someone who is virtuous or make you more attractive. It makes you complicit. And I believe that there are too many right-wing influencers and media figures who are profiting from that complicity. Look into it. Their silence is not neutrality. It is cowardice, and it is a total grift. And that is why I say dissent matters. That is why I'm like, to heck with our ratings, something that we struggle with trying to find the balance between how much do we talk about it and how much do we just ignore it. And I know that that is something that hurts your heart. And I would just argue that democracy does not die from outrage. It dies from apathy. So for anyone who says you or I have Trump derangement syndrome, I'll say, yeah. I'll either embrace it or say, no, I actually have a functioning moral compass, and I refuse to apologize for using it.
It feels like it was more powerful this time for me, and I'll tell you why. I think, like to echo or piggyback off what Chef said earlier, you know it is real when Ursula takes the time to do this, one. And two, Ursula would have been an attendee at the No Kings rally if she didn't have anything to do. Again, as an attendee, you all know, of course, she's covered so much news over the 37 years. As you were putting this together, you're writing it and everything, Ursula, and then today's Thursday. You had it written before Thursday, and I'd ask you why you waited. And you said you waited because of the Mariners and everything going on, but I wanted to go dig deeper into that. Do you think the old Ursula prior to this was trying to stop you from reading that, was trying to stop you and says, look, I know you've written that, but you need to maybe consider those that actually love Donald Trump? Was there a part of you that thought that way?
What I was really hesitant about, two things. One is you weren't here on Monday or Tuesday, and I wanted it to be when you were here. Okay. So that was first thing. Secondly, I wanted to focus on what was bringing us all together. And I know that there are going to be people who wholeheartedly disagree with me.
Sure.
What I wasn't expecting is the overwhelming response that we got today.
Yeah.
And it for anyone who has felt like they haven't been heard, or like, how come no one is talking like this, or how come people aren't saying what it is that I'm saying, what this has told me is that maybe we were wrong in not giving more voice to people who are feeling this way.
Sure.
So that is one thing. But the other thing was just I wanted to make sure the timing was right. And again, we struggle with how we can make this a show for everybody, but it has to be a show for everybody with us telling our truth and the truth.
Right. One of the things that really stands out in everything that you said, well, there's two main things that I want to tell you besides me being absolutely proud of you, but there's two things that really stand out to me. Number one, that entire thing that you said, never one time did you demonize anyone.
No.
I
told you, I have friends who voted for him. Mm-hmm. And we just try to find ways to again, focus on what we share together. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to berate them. Mm-hmm. I just want you to understand why it is that our show is not going to be one that we're going to just be overlooking that.
Right.
And I think that is happening too often because it's much more convenient. We don't like it when we're attacked. It's not fun.
Right.
But to heck with it. And our show, the longevity of our show is going to depend on how our ratings do. And remember the first piece of advice we got when we were told that we would have this show, which was, make sure that you have this certain
conservative on your show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I don't consider myself, I like to think of myself as pretty moderate. Mm-hmm. And maybe you will disagree because I have this take, but being against what this administration is doing does not mean I'm a wild liberal. It just means I am rejecting what this administration is doing, and I'm giving you the reasons why.
Here's my second takeaway. I'd say I cannot remember a time that we've had this many responses to something that's happened on this show. As a matter of fact, Chef was not only getting the responses here on the text line. I don't have the email, but Chef was getting emails at the same time.
I'm getting emails too.
I just want to make sure that this takeaway is very important. There has not been one message so far that has disputed anything that you have said. Only there has been I don't want to listen to this anymore.
Yes.
Or, oh my goodness, this show's off the rail. So I'll ask you this. When you realize and you see that nobody's disputed this or that, nothing in that, what does that say to you when you see those responses? Like, I just can't listen, but you notice they can't come back with anything and disagree with.
It's reassuring to me, but I also want to reassure you, if you're listening right now, that I fact-checked and fact-checked and fact-checked and fact-checked myself, which is another reason, and I added to my commentary. And I don't want to make it sound like this is the biggest thing, but I will tell you that the attacks on the media do have a chilling effect. I will tell you, I wasn't even going to mention this, but I will tell you that I had my husband read what I was going to say. I said, I'm going to share this, and I know I'm going to hack off of some people. Mm-hmm. And he said, are you sure you want to go, that deep? Do you worry that we could be targeted here at home? And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, no. Wait. Stop. Whoa. Your husband, he really said that?
Yes. Because we see what the environment is like. Because the dissenters are silenced. Yes.
Wow.
So I'm like, yeah, no. And for anyone who says, well, I'm going to stop listening to the show. I had one here. 360 says, I am so sick of Ursula crying and being disrespectful on my president. Ursula is a guest in this country. You've ruined my day once again. You are the reason this country is so divided by spreading hate. Chef responded, and she came back and basically said, I am a guest because I moved here from the Philippines, and if I don't like what is going on here, I can go on back to the homeland.
Can I give them a little response in the form of a quote? This is from George Orwell. The further a society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. And let's be honest, like, there is extreme vitriol and hatred for the truth right now in America. Truth can be painful. It can be painful to hear. I would just like to say to all of the people that wrote in and said, thank you, Ursula, I appreciate your words, etc., do that more. Do that more. The people that are speaking up right now, support those people because they need it. You know, the volume of negativity that people like Ursula get compared to positivity, send your positive messages to people that are speaking out right now. It's important.
I have one more question for you, Ursula. I had a lot of questions.
I want to point out, someone said, now you're lying that people aren't disagreeing. No, we didn't say people aren't disagreeing. There's a handful of you who were like, I'm either not going to listen, bring back Ron and Dawn. I mean, yeah, we see you.
Let me just clear this up real quick. We've had probably 400 messages about this topic, and there have probably been about 12 maybe that don't agree with Ursula. Going back to what you said, G, in all, not just this conversation, but whenever we have conversations about the president, we never get people on this text line who write in and say, you got this factually wrong. You're completely off base with this. You misreported. You distorted the truth. We just get insults. Trump derangement. You guys are leftists.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
And like I say, if someone points out that there is something factually incorrect with what I said, I bring it and I will make the correction.
That's a call to action.
Yeah, you know that I can't even stand to be wrong for 1 second, and I'll have to correct it even before the end of a segment.
Now, that right there is a call to action. No. Now, before you go, we've got about 3 minutes left. You mentioned in there, you talked about the grift. You talked about people that profit from this. I want to. How does that make? Because years ago, 30-something years ago, I don't think that this was happening. There was no social media now. Now you could get on social media, say some of this stuff, rah, 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 I'm on your side, bam, all of a sudden get a check. What's your thoughts on the grift?
Well, you have said it yourself, G. You have said that if you were to change your tune today and you are a black man who is in favor of this, that, and the other thing, even if it is going against your grain, you know that you could make bank.
Do you think I could?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because we are in that space of life where people want to be part of a camp. People want to be even if you're having to put blinders on, they want to be right, or they want to own the other side more so than doing what's right. And yeah, there's money to be had in that.
Now,
and there are a lot of people who are I mean, for you and I, it's, you know, we make the same amount of money, but I mean, there are now with podcasts and that kind of thing, I mean, it's based on subscriptions, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, I mean, the more that you can make people more divided, it is more lucrative for you.
Yeah. Always appreciate you, Ursula. All right.
Okay, we're going to do something fun. Agree to disagree. No political talk the next segment?
No more political talk?
Yeah,
the rest of the show.
Day.
Rest of the show.
Are we supposed to be talking about the Mariners right now?
Yeah. By the way, hey, Ursula, let's just say, because you got me thinking, you agree that I could make more money if I all of a sudden go MAGA. What topic do you think I could talk about that could get me money the fastest? I know.
Well,
I got
one
a
thing
good topic.
You could say that racism doesn't exist.
Boom. And you know how I would double down on that, right?
Yeah.
I would say, hey, it doesn't exist. I would say, watch this. Look at me. Look at what I've done. There's no way. If I can do it, you can do it. These are all just lazy excuses. Okay, let me stop. I'm going to go wash my hands right now. Coming up next, Agree to Disagree, Gee and Ursula.
Headed down the home stretch of the regular season.
The Seahawks defense does its job.
The Seahawks are back home in front of the 12s.
12s are on their feet.
It's real, and that's because of the environment that they create, and they're hungry for a great team.
And looking to show why they are one of this season's dominant teams in the NFL.
We always just put the mission over anything else, no matter what it is, man. We try to get that W.
Seahawks, Vikings, Sunday kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10.
Where the 12s are the Hawks. KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Trees that twinkle, Santa smiles, and the stuff of holiday dreams. Join Mary Bridge Children's Festival of Trees this weekend only at University of Puget Sound's Tennis Pavilion for joy, wonder, and a chance to support your local children's hospital. Visit festivaloftrestacoma.org.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Thanks, Brandy. Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster at a higher price and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com. A better way to sell your home.
Mitch here at Leathers, Washington's most exciting home furnishings resource. Leathers' tariff-free sale is going on now. Hundreds of pieces of gorgeous furniture will be sold at pre-tariff and below prices. Save hundreds to thousands of dollars. Over $1 million of inventory. In stock and ready for the holidays. 40 to 70% off on bedroom, living room, dining room, wood, fabric, and leather. These crazy tariffs are not going away, but these almost liquidation prices are. So hurry into Leathers' tariff-free sale in Issaquah now.
Sale ends Monday.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in store.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good morning, I'm Nate Connors. We are 8 days away from the opening of the latest extension to the Sound Transit One Line. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun has more.
The Federal Way Link extension opens December 6th. It'll add nearly 8 miles to our regional rail system, adding 3 stops in Kent, Des Moines, Star Lake, and Federal Way. Some highlights: Sound Transit says you can get from Federal Way to SEA Airport in 6 minutes. Kent to Seattle takes 42 minutes. This will help move people in and out of Seattle during FIFA World Cup matches next summer.
In Ferndale, families say their tap water is undrinkable and damaging their homes while bills soar into the hundreds of dollars. This homeowner tells KIRO 7 TV.
$800 bills are almost half of our mortgage, and I don't think that is reasonable at all. Like, how do you expect people to live in your town when they can't afford the water bill?
Neighbors are demanding more transparency from the city, while some community groups have called for a potential lawsuit. Bellingham neighbors woke up to an FBI raid early Thanksgiving morning. The FBI raided the apartment of a man suspected of shooting and killing one of 2 Washington National Guard members. Rachel Haycox tells KIRO 7 TV she took a picture of the officers surrounding the door and yelling.
I hear them knocking on the door really, really loud, saying international FBI.
Witnesses say several adults and children were taken into custody. The suspect worked with the United States government during the war in Afghanistan, which led to him being allowed to migrate to the United States in 2021. Bellingham Police Chief Rebecca Mertzig says she reached out to the FBI's Seattle office upon learning of the suspect's residence in her city. A car full of fireworks caught fire early Thursday morning near Seattle's Northgate Mall. About 9:20 in the morning, smoke started to rise from a vehicle in the parking lot of Barnes & Noble's. The explosions were caught on SDOT cameras. According to the Seattle Fire Department, there were no injuries. The incident is under investigation. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic. Up in Marysville, we've got a new collision. It's North 5 approaching 88th Street. It's blocking your right lane. Visibility is really low up there with heavy fog in the area. You're backed up approaching the Union Slough. Everett to Marysville pushing 25 minutes right now. And then in Pacific, a reminder, we've got a 2-mile backup northbound 167 through the bridge work zone. Plan on 10 minutes to clear this. And South 5 through JBLM, we're looking at building volumes at the main gate. Tacoma to Olympia is still looking good at a half hour. Everywhere else looks great. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. And now your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny and 51 in Seattle today. Partly cloudy 50 tomorrow. Back to sunny skies Sunday with a high only into the mid-40s. It's sunny and 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And for all of you parents, okay, we know that you don't actually have a favorite child. Or do you? Is it possible that some parents do? Katrina Gashard is here joining us live. And I heard what you talked about this morning. I was like, oh my God, we've got to talk about this.
Okay, so apparently parents do have a favorite, whether you know it or not. We know it's a question that people often ask, but people don't want to answer it. But this mom on TikTok has this to say.
I know you've heard your kids argue, but she got more, but he got more, but he got this, but she got that.
All right, let's get into it. So this study is by the American Psychological Association, and they found things like birth order, gender, personality traits. They may determine a parent's preferential treatment towards a child. So on average, younger siblings receive favorable treatment to a slight degree. But in some cases, the study found parents tend to give older siblings more freedom. And then when it comes to sons and daughters, I found this interesting. Girls tend to receive the sweet treatment, and they're considered easier to parent. So for that reason, children who are seen as more agreeable and conscientious were more likely to be favored by their parents. But a psychotherapist and author, she tells NBC News this.
But what we also see later on with those kids is sometimes they grow up internalizing the message that love is conditional. So there are other drawbacks to that type of relationship.
Overall, the study's co-founder, Alexander Jensen, says he hopes this prompts parents just to have an honest conversation in their families and listen to their children's feelings. And also, if you do happen to favor one child over the other, don't feel guilty. It's about acknowledging it, recognizing it, and trying to do a little better.
Undo it. See, okay, did you have a favorite child?
No, I think the favorite child comes down to which child likes you best. Right? Like,
or which one you're most compatible with?
Yeah, it's which one likes you best, which ones ain't getting on your damn nerves. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it comes down to. You ask what month. It could change from month to month. It could change from year to year. Maybe that was your favorite child when they was 5. Now that they're 15, they getting all in trouble all the time. It's not your favorite child now. So I think it can move around. But I do like what Katrina is saying about this topic.
Yeah, I do too. And it made me think. So I reached out to my now adult sons. Now, one is in Australia, and the time difference, I think he hasn't answered yet, but one son did respond. He said, no, I think you guys were really even growing up. Now, between the two of them, I will say that one was a lot easier to raise than the other, and we kept thinking, like, we're doing the same things. Why is it that they're so different? But knowing that, we also very consciously tried to make sure that no one felt like they were favored or not favored, even though maybe one was quote unquote easier than the other in certain phases. I will say that as someone who was told that I was their favorite child, and growing up, and if my sisters are listening right now, they know with one of our parents, that's a pressure that I don't think a child needs either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found that out about my mama Scott. May she rest in peace. My mama Scott said that to all of us. She told me I still remember this day, I was having bagel and cream cheese with her. She told me I was her favorite grandchild. And then come to find out, she told all of the grandkids that she was her favorite grandchild. But the thing is so what did I said this to my cousins. What'd you do with it? Right? What did you do with that information? Because I thought I was the favorite, and I wanted to make sure I didn't disappoint her.
There you go.
Now, what y'all do with the information?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, Chef, I'm just curious, though, because you have 2 young children right now.
Yeah.
And you're going through, you're in the throes of it.
Well, okay, so first of all, I definitely think that the younger child gets it easier, and girls get it easier because I have a younger daughter. And even if she does something to my older son, I will immediately yell at him first because of the way he reacted. That's definitely a thing. As far as favorite, though, I would just say I don't necessarily have a favorite, but there's one that I like a lot more often because it's absolutely true as a parent that you might love your kids all of the time, but sometimes you don't like them, and they really trigger you. I don't know. What can you explain a downside of being agreeable? Because my daughter's more agreeable, and so why is that a bad thing?
I don't know that it's not a bad thing.
Your daughter's younger right now.
Yeah. And they just have different personalities. I mean, okay, I don't want to get too deep, but if your son makes it much more challenging, and like I said, I had one child that was much more that I'd lost more sleep over than the other, but that doesn't mean that you love him any less or any differently. It's just in that phase at that moment. And I think what you said, Katrina, is that you almost have to recognize that and try to work against that.
And it's being conscious, I think, because for me, I'm the only girl and the youngest. So having 3 older brothers, I was constantly told, you have it so easy. Mom and dad like you the best. They would never say that to any of us at all. But what I do know is that kids have different personalities. And I think what comes into play is, like you said, I feel like sometimes you can vibe and just be so chill and cool with one kid, and the other kid could really raise your blood pressure. So for me, having my younger daughter, she is just so fiery and fierce. So it's about that balance. How do I best parent you, but then also make sure that you're still getting the love and attention you deserve, and then, not come down on my son if they're, getting into a pillow fight.
Yeah.
What if favorite is the wrong question to ask? What if it's which one do you feel closer to?
I think that ebbs and flows.
Legit.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think if you were to answer that naturally, I mean, there are certain kids who really like having that, I don't want to say the umbilical cord, but basically, because that's a negative. But, having more of that close relationship, sharing everything. And then there's some kids I don't want any of this.
Yeah, well, I know one thing. I look at it was just me and my sister. Right. And I don't know what the answer is, but here's what I do know.
Okay.
I know my sister lived with my dad until she was 28. I know that my sister was still getting money from my dad up until the almost time he died. I still know that my sister would do anything. So I'm the child that don't ask for no money. So, hey, you know who the favorite child is? The one that don't ask for nothing. That's the favorite child.
You are so funny. Carrie and Bonnie Lake texted in and says, a mother is only ever as happy as her least unhappy child. So yeah, Gee, whichever kid is currently the least trouble. Okay, text us what you think. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Thanks,
Katrina, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, coming up next, 9:47. It's Friday, y'all. It's time for You Be the Judge. We do that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. The Gee and Ursula Show.
There's 2 types of people. One's that use a washcloth. The other are bare hand bandits.
Hate to break it to you, but
Ursula, you a bare hand bandit?
Weekdays 9 to noon. Watch live on YouTube.
At your local credit union, WSECU, making a difference isn't just a motto, it's a mission. That's why they're honoring Washington's community champions, the everyday heroes who strengthen our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Dwight Pauls. Dwight transformed an overgrown blackberry patch into a thriving U-Pick blueberry farm in Federal Way. Dwight, thank you for everything you do to bring neighbors together.
Your time is money, so why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
Hello, friends. John Curley here. Ladies, this one's for you. Thinking about retiring and wondering, am I going to be okay? Well, you're not alone. Women live longer and often end up handling finances solo. Truth is, the financial world doesn't make it easy. That's why Madrona Financial's Growing Her Wealth Workshop exists. It's a free Zoom event on December 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Built to help women prepare for retirement without jargon, pressure, or assumptions. You'll learn how to build reliable income, protect savings from taxes and market swings, time Social Security and Medicare, and plan for retirement that could last 30 years. Madrona Financial and CPAs break it down so it finally makes sense. Married, single, widowed, divorced, working, or retired, this is your chance to learn in a supportive space. Reserve your spot now. Call 833-673-7373. That's 833-673-7373.
Trees that twinkle, Santa smiles, and the stuff of holiday dreams. Join Mary Bridge Children's Festival of Trees this weekend only at University of Puget Sound's Tennis Pavilion for joy, wonder, and a chance to support your local children's hospital. Visit festivalofTreesTacoma.org.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Join KIRO News Radio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for children in foster care and youth statewide. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
Adventure smarter with the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid, available now at Carter Subaru, Seattle's only Subaru dealership. Get all-wheel drive with financing from just 3.9%. And during the Share the Love event, Subaru donates $250 for every new Subaru to one of 6 charities, including hometown favorite Treehouse. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized costs. See dealer for details. Valid through 11/30/25.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
All right, let's get to scenarios. So, by the way, we're going to need your help with this scenario. Chef is preparing for the show, so he won't be in on this segment. So we're going to need your help after Ursula. So we need somebody to, balance out what Ursula has to say about the scenario. My best friend is stealing my dream wedding. We share everything. I've told her all about how I want my wedding to be. Of course, I am not engaged yet, and my wedding isn't even on the horizon. But I have it all planned, including the colors, the venue, the details. I even know the photographer that I plan on using. Well, she's doing everything that I talked about and envisioned because she's engaged and she's getting ready to get married. I'm talking about the cake, all the way down to the cake. Come on now. Now she wants me to go to a cake testing, and I don't even want to go to that. She's my best friend, and I'm happy for her getting married. He's a great guy. But she wants me to be her maid of honor, and I want to, but I also don't want to be a guest at my dream wedding. I don't want to make this about me. I don't want to make this about me, so I haven't said anything, and I don't know what to do. 888-973-5476. We need your text messages. I told you, Chef ain't here. Ursula, you up to bat first.
You know that saying, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery?
Yeah.
I'm going to bet that it's an exaggeration that she is doing every single thing the same. I am going to bet that there might be some things, and maybe the friend who is complaining is just feeling like she wishes it were her right now. And it's hard. It's hard when all your friends are getting married and you have really built up this idea of this dream wedding in your head. And someone now in your mind is living out what you think was all your idea.
Right.
I bet there's a lot of things in there that are going to be very different. And what's going to make yours unique when you eventually have it is you may change some of the things that you said. Now, that all said, I would not miss that wedding. You can share or even just kind of joke around like, oh my gosh, you are living my dream wedding. But if that is your best friend, again, I would look at it as she's doing a lot of things that I've talked about. And this may be also a lesson. If you want your wedding to be so unique, then don't be giving every single detail.
Yeah, but I mean, it's your friend.
It is your friend. I mean, I understand the hurt feelings, but I think that's an exaggeration.
Well, I solicited some help.
Yes.
And here we go. Nikki starts us off. LOL. Oh, my goodness. That's similar to my best friend. Okay, Nikki. 206. Get over yourself, girl. Allie.
Yes.
Allie in Tacoma, and Ursula, feel free to respond to any of these. Allie in Tacoma says, these girls deserve each other.
Okay, Allie in Tacoma is hysterical. I think she needs to do stand-up comedy.
Yes. JLV in Puyallup says, get over it. Jeez. Entitlement to the extreme.
How about this? Tom says, I used to be the banquet manager at a Red Lion. I don't care what anyone says. Every single wedding is different, and I agree with that. Every party is different. Every wedding is different.
Good point.
Plus, somebody's mom's going to get involved, and it's not going to be exactly the same.
Tom.
Exactly.
Tom just nailed it.
Yes.
You could have the same cake, same photographer, same music.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different.
You've got different people. It's going to be different.
That's a very good point. Because Doug, you know what? I saw Doug in Mount Vernon come up. I don't even know if I should even read it.
No,
Is it good?
do, because
what
it's
he say?
funny. Wait.
Scenarios. Wreck the friend's relationship instead of accepting her wedding plans.
Doug, you're wrong. But have you ever had someone who has copied something of yours and you're like, wait, that was my idea, and this person is taking all the credit? Yeah. I've had that happen. I've had that happen with an idea I had here for KIRO.
When I was younger, it used to bother me. Today, I seriously think it is. Look,
it's like a form of flattery.
The old saying, show me who your friends are and I'll show you where you're going. If you have positive people in your life, there's things that you copy. Watch this. If you have negative people in your life, there's things that you copy. This is the reason why every time you get on social media, you notice, like, you ever have that one person on your friend group in your family, they're always hateful on social media?
Yeah.
There's a reason why. Because they're copying somebody.
Yes.
I don't know who it is, but they're copying somebody that's hateful.
Oh. True. By the way.
Yeah.
So birthday party.
Yeah.
I copied someone's caterer. I'm like, this is a great caterer.
There you go.
I'm going to use your caterer. That was awesome.
I copied your perfume and gave it to my wife. Nick!
Well, listen, I feel for the lady not getting the dream wedding she wanted and having to watch her friend live it out while you're potentially just in the pews or a small part of the ceremony. But I would be happy you have the idea come to fruition. It might not be for you, but the experience, I think, can still be great. I think karma is real, and if you celebrate in good thoughts, then I think you'll have the same wedding in the future for you. Exact same cake, guests, friends, everything. So it'll come out. It'll happen.
Sandy in Kirkland, thank you for that, Nick. Sandy in Kirkland says, don't ever reveal your favorite baby names to your BFF before you have your own kids.
This is true.
Don't tell her what you're going to name your children till they're born. Hey, Sandy, I just want you to know you are so right.
There have been a lot of fights about that, especially in families.
Yeah.
Like, I had that name idea.
By the way, I think we need to, I figured something out with scenarios. I told people the chef wasn't going to be in, which right now he's working because we have our guest coming at 11. We got more responses. I like this motto, Ursula, of really getting people's opinions and reading a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
So
love it.
We're going to make you go first like you always do, and then we'll go to all the text line because I love for you to sometimes get awkward with these scenarios. Hey, did you guys watch the Seattle mayoral debate between Mayor Bruce Harrell and the challenger, Katie Wilson? I did.
I'm going to guess a lot of people did not, though. You know why? What was happening last night?
Mariners.
Correct.
But I got home and I watched it in bed, and I know my wife was like, would you go to bed? But I watched the whole thing. So Angela Poe Russell, she was a moderator, one of the moderators for that. She's going to join us at 11, and we're going to talk about it. But I have one question to ask all of you, and it has to do with Ursula's favorite topic, education. Next, Gee and Ursula.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey there, Dawn Riding with Olympic Hot Tub. Black Friday Frenzy is here. Unwrap huge holiday savings on saltwater hot tubs, saunas, and swim spas, plus amazing prices on floor models. Selected hot tubs include the Freshwater IQ Salt System. Your tub now tests your water for you and adds water care products with a simple push of a button. Amazing. Savings end November 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report.
No big, just a loose gas cap.
And gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Heather Bosch. The Afghan national accused of shooting 2 National Guard members this week had worked with the CIA. CBS's Nicole Skanga.
Officials confirm that the suspect spent roughly 8 years in a CIA-backed zero-unit operation before fleeing Taliban threats in the eastern region of Afghanistan, a region known as Khost. His former badge reveals that the suspect was assigned to what's known as Kandahar Strike Force, or 03 unit.
Today, that man, Ramanullah Lakhanwal, was charged with murder. 20-year-old Specialist Sarah Beckstrom has died. 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition. President Trump is ordering a full review of all green cards for every immigrant from 19 countries, including Afghanistan, and he says he wants to permanently pause migration from poor nations. The death toll from a fire at a high-rise apartment complex in Hong Kong has reached 128, the latest from the BBC's Danny Vincent.
The authorities said that the fire started in a lower apartment and spread to the higher levels of the buildings. It reached huge temperatures as it raged across the public housing estate. Officials said the cause of the fire was unclear. Police said they would begin entering the buildings to try to gather evidence. All of the fires have been put out 3 days after the blaze begun. The authorities have arrested members of a construction company and a consultancy on suspicion of manslaughter.
A winter storm may threaten post-Thanksgiving travel home plans. Meteorologist Craig Allen.
The next storm is going to be very impactful on travel for the latter part of this holiday weekend, and it's going to encompass a large area of the northern states, anywhere from the Pacific Northwest, where the storm originated from, moving into the northern plains, and then into the upper Mississippi and upper Midwest.
A warning to shoppers on this Black Friday about social media ads. Cybersecurity expert Lisa Plagmeyer.
You could have fake influencer videos and things like that, because it only takes a few seconds to create a deep fake of somebody. And the problem now is that AI has just made them all look perfect. You can't rely on your eyes and ears anymore.
She says always purchase from reputable retailers and use a credit card. Many Americans prefer to shop in person. This woman lined up early.
Us as a family, we love shopping. It's really fun to just get up, and we don't get that much sleep anyways, so it really doesn't matter that much to get up at 4 a.m.
The National Retail Federation expects 187 million people to shop between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Seattle's annual tree lighting celebration is today. More on that in a minute. First, let's check out your KIRO News Radio traffic. And we say good morning to Lori. Hello.
Good morning. Your easy Black Friday traffic. We do have an accident, 405. It's northbound right at 527. It's in that right lane. Bellevue to Everett, northbound 405 is now 28 minutes, which makes about a 2-minute delay because of that accident. I-5 southbound, West Seattle Bridge, there's a stall. It's blocking the right lane. Seattle to Everett right now, 25-minute drive, and that's just 3 minutes faster, actually, than usual, and an easy 20-minute drive to Federal Way. As far as your mountain passes, 90, no restrictions. Stevens, you've got traction tires advised. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good morning, I'm Nate Connors. The annual tree lighting celebration at Westlake Center in Seattle is tonight. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin reports. It's at 5 o'clock.
But festivities actually kick off at 1 p.m. with family-friendly craft making, costumed characters, and giveaways. And that all leads up to the main event at 5 with the voice of the Mariners, Rick Riz, and the lighting of the 45-foot holiday tree and that iconic holiday star, followed by a fireworks show. Then Saturday, Pike Place will put on its Christmas colors with Magic in the Market.
People are keeping up with tradition, and they're going shopping in person. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is at the Seattle Outlet Mall in Tulalip.
North Face, Nike, everyone has been really, really popular this morning. But we've also got a couple news stores, and we have Carol here with us. She's with the outlets.
Ulta Beauty and Fabletics, Rag & Bone, and Viore just opened last week. So we've added some really, really exciting brands to our lineup.
Everybody looks like they're having a lot of fun out here, honestly. The lines are moving really fast. And even though they are kind of long at times, again, people say that they're just happy to be here and hanging out with family and friends.
Federal prosecutors say a Tacoma man led a string of post office burglaries. Justin Tate is charged with conspiracy, burglary, bank fraud, and identity theft. He's accused of stealing mail from post offices in Kitsap, Thurston, Pierce, King, and Island counties. Investigators say Tate used stolen financial details to commit bank fraud. According to the News Tribune, 2 others from Port Orchard and Federal Way are also charged. Tate pleaded no guilty and goes to trial February 3rd. In Thurston County, Jaden Johns pleaded not guilty to all 5 counts against him in the shooting deaths of 2 teen brothers in Lacey. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin has details.
Prosecutors claim the 20-year-old suspect, along with 20-year-old Traquan Wilson Mason, shot 16-year-old Alex and 17-year-old Devin Borgen in a shooting motivated by revenge. The suspects allegedly wanted to shoot someone who fired shots at their homes last year, but at least one suspect told detectives he did not target the right people. Both suspects are expected to go on trial in January.
And now your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny and 51 in Seattle today. A great day to walk off those Thanksgiving calories. Increasing clouds and 50 tomorrow. It's sunny and 48 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday, November 17th. Are you in the Thanksgiving spirit yet? No, not yet. It's a lot of y'all. I think I'm forcing it. Every time I ask the question, not one person answers. They're like, nah, G, it's Monday, 17th.
What about this? Because there's a lot of time still between now and Thanksgiving. And then when you think of Thanksgiving, you're like, if you're the one hosting, that's a lot of work. But here's a question. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dessert?
Ursula.
Okay, I know.
You already know we.
Okay, text
you
us.
You already know we. Sweet potato pie. I know you know.
I do know you.
A lot of folks mess with that pumpkin pie. I'm not even about to sit here and fight about pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie.
Okay, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And we always ask this question.
Are you an apple pie, Ursula?
I prefer. I hate pumpkin pie.
Oh, okay.
And sweet potato pie. I don't even like sweet potatoes.
It's okay.
It's that whole sweet, savory thing that I can't do.
What's your favorite pie?
Apple. Or no, berry. The berry pies. I'm not even a big pie person. Mm-hmm. And then there's a Milky Way pie that I love too.
Okay. All right.
Like if I could do a chocolate or a mocha pie.
Right.
I'm in.
But why? If I check with the text line and I see my demographic, who's watch this. Text in 888-973-5476. You can only pick one. Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie. Watch. Yeah, you'll see.
Okay, and by the way, I would pick sweet potato pie. Between those two. Okay, let's go.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
So about a half hour ago, we were having a conversation about how difficult the job market is right now.
Yeah.
And it was one of the topics that just lit up our text line.
Sure.
And you had mentioned that job losses were at a 22-year high this past month.
October.
And then we also talked about how 30% of job listings are for ghost jobs that never actually get filled. So what is a job seeker supposed to do? And so many of you were texting in and sharing your stories, your nightmare stories about how hard it is to get a job right now. And then one of our listeners, Kate in Auburn, also texted in, and she is a job recruiter. And so we thought, well, why don't we put two and two together? Good morning, Kate.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for joining. And you really are one of our more loyal listeners, and we appreciate you. So let's start with, if you don't mind, I'm going to run through a couple of scenarios that were shared with some of our listeners, and maybe you can give some advice. So Jordan and Bonnie Lake texted that their 19-year-old cannot find a job. He's been applying for over a year, all kinds of jobs, warehouse, driver, cashier, fast food, willing to work overnights, shifts no one else wants, and still nothing. And she asks, how does a 19-year-old network if he can't even find a job to start to network? What would you recommend?
Okay, the first thing I always say is if there's a job that you're interested in, find a mentor in that field. So I mean, maybe that doesn't apply to someone that young, though. But, you know, as we've been talking about, the trades are a big thing right now that are definitely way more secure than AI, and maybe looking to one that pays while you're, you know, starting off is a good way to go there. And then there is an option that the state has where you can take your resume and you can put it in AI basically, and it will help you. You get 5 free ones of this, and then after that you have to go to the work source, and it's super easy. It's called Job Scan. You'll have to, if you can check if that's .com or .io, I can't remember, but maybe you can share that.
Yes.
And you know, I work with the work source sometimes on trying to help people get jobs, and that is a really good way to put your resume in, and it can find holes that are, you know, you might have on it.
Hey, Kate, help us. We are getting a lot of messages and where people are saying, I have filled out 100 applications I've sent in, and someone texts in, they said they've done 500 to 600 applications since the start of the year. We're seeing a lot of that. It feels like more and more. In your expertise, why is this happening so much?
Okay, so in the past, I would get maybe, let's say, 50 resumes or applications, whereas now, especially if it's a remote job, I might get 1,000. And so what I'm doing is I'm using search terms because I don't have an AI that filters out that stuff for me. So if it's let's say it's for a telecom job, I might put in telco or wireless in addition, and then I'm going to get the people that have even maybe a more close experience. So that's a possibility. The other thing is just due to the amount of people applying, it's just so hard to get to all of the resumes that are out there. But another suggestion I have is for people to put those industries that they've had the experience in, like I mentioned, wireless. I know that in the past I've gotten a call because I had aerospace on my resume because I've recruited for aerospace before, and this one company needed a specific aerospace recruiter. So at the bottom of every job that I have on my resume, I list the industry that it was in.
If you're just joining us right now, you're hearing from Kate Auburn, who happens to be a tech recruiter, and we're having a discussion about all of the job applications that are being sent out. Here's my last one before Ursula asks you this. In your opinion, how important is a college education on a resume?
I would say don't let it be a barrier. If you have experience that the employer is looking for, they will sometimes overlook it, even if it says that you need that degree. I don't think it's the end of the world if you don't. There are a few companies that are probably like, no, we need this. But in my experience, you can be homegrown and have and be able to, get in without the degree.
Now, Kate, we were talking about really needing to know somebody in the workplace where you want to find work. And that is something that I have shared with my sons as someone who has been in the position of hiring, where even if there is nobody currently there, you need to have your application or resume stand out in a way that you have made contact with the person who can get to know you as you are applying. You know what I'm saying? So that you're not just another one of 1,000 applications, like you said, in a box of broken dreams. You can actually rise to the top and have some regular contact with someone who makes those hiring decisions.
Yeah. So LinkedIn is just an amazing tool. So, for instance, I got a message from someone. I went to Roosevelt University in Chicago. I got a message from someone that went to Roosevelt and said, hey, can you be my way in and into this company, because I had a connection there. So I kind of feel like when you're a job seeker, you have to be as ready to do anything as a drowning person is seeking to air. So to find those little ways in like that, any way that you can. And then again, I'm really big on asking for a mentor from within the company that you're interested in. You can have a couple mentors, and if you don't know why do I want a mentor, Google what can I get out of having a mentor. I promise you that there's something good there that somebody can tell you, and you'll have a way in, and they can say, hey, I know this person, and help you get in.
Hey, Kate, two things. One, that's where my mom went to Roosevelt, and I have a picture of me with her graduation when she got her master's degree from Roosevelt. Yes. And two, I hear it in your voice. Are you from Chicago?
Oh, you know it. I grew up outside of O'Hare Airport.
I can hear it in your voice.
I know you can. I've been here 17 years, and the hard A never went away. It never did.
Yeah, I can hear your hard A for sure. Sorry to nerd out for a second. Okay, let's get back on track. You mentioned, you just said something about a mentor. And I want to ask you about, because one of the things that I talk about right now is I talk about a lot of people that are tech that work from home and they lose out on the network. Can you give us your opinion on that topic and how, like, if someone loses their job in tech and they've been working from home, they don't have the network as years previous, maybe before the pandemic?
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good point. Some people need to join trade organizations to get those. Even like in cybersecurity, you can join this group or this group. So if you can join one of those organizations that is related to your field, there's women in cybersecurity, just for example. There's all sorts of these things. And then there are LinkedIn groups with that for that too. So if you can get, again, you're seeking that air, you're doing everything that you can. So you join those different groups. You see if there's a group locally where you can go and meet people. And there usually are some sort of group per the industry, let's say.
The great advice, Kate. And Chef was saying, how do you get a mentor at a company that you don't work at? And you were saying LinkedIn is a good thing. Another thing is 619 just texted in and said, I'm an employment navigator, and I had a job fair last Thursday and had twice as many people than I've ever had. Ghost jobs are real. And this person says job fairs are a great way to network and probably find a potential mentor.
Absolutely. Sometimes, like I know Amazon always shows up with people that are specifically from different jobs at the company. So that might be a good place. Some places it's just me, the recruiter, sitting there. So you may not be able to make that contact, but definitely to do that. And then one other thing I really wanted to stress for anybody that is using a resume to find a job is if there is a word in your resume and you see that you do that thing, but it's listed as a different word. So I couldn't come up with something. But I thought of let's say you're a broadcaster and you put broadcast on your resume, but the company says telecast in their job description. You go change that word before you send that resume in, and you keep a different resume, and don't call it Walter E. Smith Furniture resume. Call it J. Smith resume and a number, and then you keep a list of what that number was for the company. So it is a little less obvious. But yes, you need to find the synonyms and change them. That's a big thing. That's one of the ways you're going to get around that AI tool.
You know what, Kate? Just hearing you speak right now, it sounds to me that there's a lot of things that have changed when it comes to applying for jobs. All of this information, it feels like most people can't find out the changes until they're looking for a job.
Yeah. You know what? Go to the work source. I actually was unemployed recently, and they made me do a call with work source, even though I know, a lot of stuff. And I learned stuff. I'd learned about that job scan website. And so you go to that work source and you sit there every day if you need to. They will love to see you during their open hours, so check that. But they have so much information, and make sure you attend your mandatory calls with them too if you're unemployed. And I bet that they will take anybody, even if you've been unemployed for more than 6 months. I'm sure you can go there and get help, because they really do know their stuff, and you can get all this stuff that you've heard from me over there.
I appreciate that. For people who aren't really familiar with, you've mentioned WorkSource a bunch of times. I mean, if someone just Googles WorkSource, that's essentially to help with employment.
That is the Washington State group that you are, that helps with employment. So you're applying through the SAW website for your unemployment, but the work source is the body that helps you with your search. So that is an amazing tool. They really do know their stuff there, and it's not like going to the DMV, I promise.
Well, Kate, you've given such great advice, and what you said about mentoring really hit home as well. And I know a lot of people are thinking, like, who would want to take time to spend time with me? You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And going to those job fairs, you'd be surprised where there were people who would like to, help guide others.
Yes.
And again, it's just it's
a requirement.
Well, and as you mentioned too,
it has a requirement too that if you want to move up, you have to show that you've been a mentor before. So, I mean, it's a big thing. I believe in it. Sorry, I interrupted you, Ursula.
No. It is a big thing. But the other thing I was going to mention, actually, and it just came back to me, is fewer and fewer internships are being offered these days because of the requirement to pay.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I would say it's the same thing. If you want to be an intern, you've got to really go after it. And there are still companies looking right now. I saw a former company I worked for, T-Mobile, just posted that they were looking for their interns very recently. Yeah, you keep looking, because some companies are not as quick as Amazon to get their internships posted, and so they'll still be looking. So I think the biggest message here is don't give up. And I know that people are really hurting, but don't give up. You can do it, and go use these tools that I've mentioned, and you can do it. I promise.
The website that she mentioned, by the way, is jobscan.co. Kate, one quick question, because we got a message from a teacher, Mitch. He says, I tell all of my high school seniors that are heading to college, the one thing they must pay attention to is the career fairs offered on campus. It's the best way to form connections, score internships, and job opportunities. Would that be something that someone who doesn't even attend a college could attend? Because they have these career fairs all the time.
Absolutely. I hired a person that came to the Western Job Fair several years ago, and he did not go to school there. He was way, way older than, anyway, age actually doesn't matter. But anyway, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You can go, and you don't have to go to school there.
Kate, before you go, I got one more, and this part is important. I want to talk really quick about the work from home, because you made the comment about having to look through 1,000, and then you had to put the keywords and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about, in your opinion, from your vantage point, the future of the work from home? Will it continue to increase, or there's a potential that it will decrease? Your thoughts on that?
I think it's going to depend on the cost, like REI, who abandoned their main office and split into regional ones because it's cheaper to do that. So I'm not sure. I definitely think that, your point of just being there and having the water cooler talk, it is valuable and it is tremendous. But I've also been a part of some amazing work from home groups. So I'm kind of on the fence on that one.
Yeah, but you're from Chicago. It sounds like you're very talkative, just like me. So you don't have a hard time making friends, Kate. I hear it.
Right. Yeah. Well, see, that's why I keep saying, think that you got to like keep looking at these different resources. Like you need air. Like you got to keep pushing and pushing.
Stay connected, even if you're working from home. Stay connected. Go to the career phase. Yes.
Yes, and again, LinkedIn has those groups. Hey, and if I can say one other thing, there are fake employers out there. So, for instance, I recently got a message from somebody that wanted me to work for company X, but then when I looked at their profile, it stated company Y.
Oh.
So make sure that if somebody messages you, that you look and make sure that profile looks good. So just like Facebook, that people can steal your profile, I have seen it twice recently where people have reached out to me and I knew that was not their real profile. So it's not it's not super, super big, but it's a new thing that I'm seeing. I've just started seeing it.
Wow. Kate in Auburn, we sure appreciate your time. Thank you and your expertise. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
You know what? I feel like I'm at home, man. That's how the Chicago people get down.
You picked it out.
Come on. I can hear it. The Chicago people are just, man, Kate, so I'm not calling her Kate Auburn. I'm calling her Kate from the Shy. All right, now what you going to do next? Oh, agree to disagree. No, all the plans is out the door because Kate came in and stole the show. Agree to disagree next.
Headed down the home stretch of the regular season.
The Seahawks defense does its job.
The Seahawks are back home in front of the 12s.
12 are on their feet.
It's real, and that's because of the environment that they create, and they're hungry for a great team.
And looking to show why they are one of this season's dominant teams in the NFL.
We always just put the mission over anything else, no matter what it is, man. We try to get that W.
Seahawks, Vikings, Sunday kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10.
Where the 12s are the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Join KIRO News Radio and Treehouse for the 37th annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO News Radio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
Whatever temperatures this winter brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training and skills, backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new heating system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. Visit BryantNorthwest.com for a dealer near you. Bryant, whatever it takes.
DC politicians want to enact harmful credit card mandates that could take away your cash back and rewards points. Perks that stretch your budget and make life a little easier. Losing ththese benefits means less money for your family's everyday essentials like gas and groceries. The perks you rely on could disappear, leaving you with higher costs and fewer options. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. meetthenovaks.com.
Mitch here at Leathers, Washington's most exciting home furnishings resource. Leathers' tariff-free sale is going on now. Hundreds of pieces of gorgeous furniture will be sold at pre-tariff and below prices. Save hundreds to thousands of dollars. Over $1 million of inventory. In stock and ready for the holidays. 40 to 70% off on bedroom, living room, dining room, wood, fabric, and leather. These crazy tariffs are not going away, but these almost liquidation prices are. So hurry into Leathers' tariff-free sale in Issaquah now.
Sale ends Monday.
Trees that twinkle, Santa smiles, and the stuff of holiday dreams. Join Mary Bridge Children's Festival of Trees this weekend only at University of Puget Sound's Tennis Pavilion for joy, wonder, and a chance to support your local children's hospital. Visit festivaloftrestacoma.org.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
And good morning. Welcome. I'm Nate Connors. A strong earthquake shook parts of Alaska Thanksgiving morning. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin has details.
Measuring 6.0, it hit about 37 miles away from Anchorage just after 8 a.m. local time, waking up a lot of people on Thanksgiving morning. There were no immediate reports of major damage and no tsunami warnings issued.
This comes just days after a warning that two coastal residents from Alaska to California that they will stop seeing real-time tsunami alerts by next month. NOAA says 9 seismic stations will go offline at the Alaska Earthquake Center indefinitely. We are 8 days away from the opening of the latest extension to the Sound Transit 1 line. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun has more.
The Federal Way Link extension opens December 6th. It'll add nearly 8 miles to our regional rail system, adding 3 stops in Kent, Des Moines, Star Lake, and Federal Way. Some highlights: Sound Transit says you can get from Federal Way to SEA Airport in 6 minutes. Kent to Seattle takes 42 minutes. This will help move people in and out of Seattle during FIFA World Cup matches next summer.
The Seattle Kraken are now worth $1.7 billion. That ranks them 21st among the NHL's 32 teams, according to CNBC. The team's value is up from $1.6 billion last year, but they dropped 1 spot in the rankings from 20th to 21st. CNBC says new media rights deals are boosting team valuations. And today, the Seattle Torrent take to the ice at Climate Pledge Arena. KIRO 7's Didi Sun reports it's their first home game in franchise history.
The professional women's hockey team faces the Minnesota Frost at 1 p.m., and they're hoping it can be a record-breaking night. Here is a look at the seats that are still available for tonight. Fans will be packing the arena where we are nearing a sellout game. A sellout would break the American Pro Women's Hockey attendance record, which was set last year in Detroit. Tickets are still available for $44.
All right, let's head over to the KIRO News Radio traffic desk with Lori.
Well, Nate, that collision 405 northbound right at 527 is cleared, but there's still a 2-minute delay, Bellevue to Everett. Northbound I-5 at Michigan, we have a collision in the center lane. Also northbound I-5, the ramp to 520, we have a collision partly blocking. And southbound I-5, right before the West Seattle Bridge, actually getting onto the express lanes, we have a stall. That one's in the right lane. Seattle to Everett, 28 minutes, and Bellevue to Federal Way is a 24-minute drive. Mountain Passes, I-90, doing good, no restrictions, but Stevens Pass has traction tires advised. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
And your weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A great day to get out and get those steps in. Sunny and 51 in Seattle. We'll see clouds slowly filter in this evening into tomorrow with a Saturday high around 50. It's sunny and 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Text us at 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Shout out to all of you who are watching us on YouTube. And also just a reminder, if you've missed any part of our show, we invite you to listen on our KIRO Radio podcasts. Mm-hmm. But right now, let us talk about some nostalgia, because in a world where kids can stream anything at any time, there is a California family that decided to rewind, literally. Their names, Rachel and Jordan Schaefer, and they have cut the cord on Netflix and Disney Plus, and they have replaced the streaming services with an old VHS player. I think I might have one still somewhere in my garage. But instead of... Some people are like, what's a VHS? Instead of scrolling endlessly, their boys now pick a single movie. They press play and even have to rewind when they're done. And it started after their 6-year-old went downstairs and somehow queued up an R-rated comedy on Netflix. And that, for the parents, was the last straw. So they turned back the clock to a slower, much simpler form of entertainment. And the results surprised them. They say the boys' attention spans have vastly improved. Their moods are calmer. And they've learned to be okay with boredom again. And if they have to shake things up, they use the VHS.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ursula, you rocking with the VCR? You gonna do this?
The days of the VCR, which were a lot simpler.
Look,
I'm going to tell you right now that I have so many streaming services and all sorts of things that I know I'm paying for and I don't use.
I'm the king of I told you so's. And so anytime I get a chance to do it, I do it. And I'm about to do it right now.
Okay.
You're also very honest.
Yeah. I told y'all. I told these young whippersnappers. I told Nick's generation. I told them 10 years ago. All this, I'm going to cut the cable cord. I'm not getting rid of cable. I told you all then. Life was good. All of the packages all in one. You just pay for one price. But instead, you guys wanted to do all this streaming service, and they sucked you in. It reminds me of Jared. Jared's not a good name to use, but Jared got us with the $5 footlongs. When the last time you paid $5 for a footlong? I'm just saying.
I went this morning, and it was $14.
That's what I'm saying. Now.
Oh, that was a half.
So what just happened this Monday night, Ursula? Let me tell you what happened. For the first time in years, folks tried to go watch Monday Night Football.
Uh-huh.
And it was a disaster. Nick, was it a disaster, bruh?
A little bit, yeah.
It was a.
Where did you try to watch it?
I was just at home.
You got to go to the ESPN app because YouTube and them is beefing. So you can't get Disney and ESPN on YouTube TV. And
See,
so
life was a lot simpler.
I tried to tell you.
Turn on Channel 7 or Channel 4 and watch the game.
That's when life was good. Now you got to do all this. You got to do gymnastics. You got to stretch. You got to be able to touch your toes.
We're sounding so old. What are your basics? Because you do a lot of streaming.
I do. So you're asking me, what do I go to first? Netflix.
Yeah, I'm all over cable still.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, I barely. We have Netflix, and
you don't have cable TV still.
Yeah, I do.
Which cable you
What
got?
do you mean? Like if I'm watching MSNBC or Fox News
how do you get
or
that
CNN?
through? Do you get that through YouTube TV?
No, I get it through TV. I mean, I get it, not YouTube.
Oh, you got the regular cable?
Yes.
Like
part of my whole package.
Like Xfinity?
Yes. And, why do you sound like I'm on the moon?
Oh, man. Xfinity be doing too much. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but they be doing too much.
Yeah, I still do that. It's all connected to our internet
If
as well.
Xfinity would have been straight from the beginning, we wouldn't have been, these cable services would have been cool in the beginning. We wouldn't be having this problem with it.
Okay, so yeah. But in any case, so I do miss those days of popping the VCR in. Do you remember Blockbuster nights? Do you know how much I loved that? Friday night at Blockbuster.
It was the best.
And each kid got to pick their movie.
It was the best.
It really was. And you'd run into your neighbors and have a chit chat.
It was the best.
Yes.
Except,
where is that?
That you said. Nick and them don't know nothing about that. That was
when I was really young. I remember going to Hollywood Video, and some of my favorite memories were just going through the aisle, seeing all the covers of the movies and video games.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the best.
Sarah from the 509 wants to know, how do I watch Dateline? YouTube TV.
Oh, see, you're doing it all through YouTube. Yeah, I mean, my sons are that way. They,
Yeah, YouTube TV.
Okay.
How do you know I'll be watching Dateline? But go ahead.
How about this? Let's talk about TV dinners. So, do you remember when you'd come home to an empty house, you'd grab a frozen dinner, then you turn on the TV?
All of us.
So, the takeout is written at elegy for Libbyland TV dinners. Do you remember those? See, I remember Swanson TV dinners.
Yes, me too.
Swanson was big. And then
Hungry Man.
Yeah. Yeah, right up there with, we'd also get the Totino's Pizza. That was big. I just texted someone about that.
Tortina Pizza was rocking.
I don't even know if those are meat bits on there, but I don't know. There was something about how it hit and how cheap it was. But anyway.
Wait, did you say it was something about how it hit?
Yeah.
Impress, Ursula. Well done. Okay.
Why was it party pizza, by the way?
Because it was a little party.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. So the TV dinners hit grocery stores in the early 70s, and they were made just for kids, complete with cartoon animals stamped into the foil tray, and then even magic crystals that would turn milk into chocolate milk. And each box of these Libbyland TV dinners would promise an adventure, like the Western dinner with hamburger, beans, fries, or the safari dinner. You'd be treated to fried chicken, spaghetti, meatballs, and tater tots. So Libbyland only lasted for 5 years, from 1971 to 76. I wasn't even in the country.
Oh, I never heard of it. That's why I never heard of it. Okay.
Before disappearing forever. But for Gen Xers, those trays and the independence that came with them became part of growing up. Yeah, so for us, that even dates prior to us. But do you remember, the other thing that I remember from my childhood, just as long as we're talking about, what was your favorite cereal of your childhood?
I mean, come on now. I'm not even, we could fight about this. I'd put the line in the sand, as I tell my therapist. Frosted Flakes. They're great. What are we talking about?
Not Fruity Pebbles or... So for me, it was always Honey Smacks, because that was what we would get in Germany, too. The honey, with the frog on there. Not Corn Pops, but it had to be Honey Smacks.
Right.
Maybe they used to call them Sugar Smacks, and they switched it to honey to make it sound better. But we used to buy cereal called Count Chocula.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
I didn't eat it, but I know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I even had that when I was living in Iran. We were able to buy Count Chocula cereal.
Now, to this day, I probably have cereal maybe once a year. But if and when I do, it has to be by myself. Now, full transparency, as you all know, my sister is 8 years older than me. So I kind of grew up almost like an only child. So when I ate my cereal, I was very disrespectful with my cereal eating. And I'm talking about big, gigantic bowls, half gallon of milk. And I'm talking about I would go to town.
Yeah.
If I have a cereal session, it's the same thing. Oh, yeah.
Brings you back.
So those are
things.
Because when you eat cereal, I'm going to eat some cereal. Like, I could almost eat the entire box. That's why I eat it by myself.
Kirk in Mount Vernon, Frankenberry and blueberry. Yes. He says they've made a comeback. I need to go back down the cereal aisle.
Crockett Mount Vernon ain't made no dang old comeback. What's your favorite cereal?
We just finished Halloween, that's why.
What's your favorite cereal?
The Rice Krispie Treats cereal that they used to make. It wasn't just Rice, it was like clusters of Rice Krispie Treats.
Now,
Captain Crunch.
Now,
yeah, Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter Captain
sometimes
Crunch. Yes.
in order for my mom to tell me that I'm eating too much cereal growing up, what they would do is not buy my cereal, and then they only had Raisin Bran in there. And then I was like, shoot, this Raisin Bran, all right.
Most sugar of any cereal.
Right?
Yes.
Hey, let me get that Raisin Bran. Shout out to Raisin Bran and prune juice. That's what a lot of folks eat. Hey, coming up next, we do a little scenarios. Gee and Ursula.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance! Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
This is Holly Robinson Peete for Eggland's Best. Eggs are a staple in our diet, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Text us at 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Shout out to all of you watching on YouTube, including Ty and Milton, who says he's seeing us for the first time on live.
Oh, okay.
So that's cool. But we're going to talk about gifted programs right now. Across the country and also here in the Seattle area, the debate over gifted education is heating up once again. Gifted programs, as you know, are supposed to help the brightest kids reach their potential. But there's new reporting out from the New York Times that shows it may be shutting out millions of high-performing Black, Latino, and low-income students. So imagine this. 2 kids, one from a rich household and another one whose family lives well below the poverty line, both performing at the same level in their core classes. But the research shows that the child from the wealthier family is twice as likely to get gifted services. And that gap has led to civil rights complaints in districts like Los Angeles, and it has raised some tough questions. Is bias keeping bright kids from getting the same shot at advanced classes? Here's another one. Should we even have separate gifted and talented programs at all?
Yes and yes. So, yes, bias is for sure the number one reason as to why a lot of people are held back. It's the reason why in real estate agents, the reason why you see most of them being usually white, 80-something%, is because there is a profession that can you go a long time and be able to afford to not get a paycheck. When you look at internships across the country and how that's been for the last 20 plus years, who got the internships, right? It's usually someone who either A, they had the connection to be able to get that, and B, they're being able to have a family that's able to support them while they went and worked for that place for free in the summertime. So in the case of this right here, look, we've known this for years. We know that there has been divestments in certain neighborhoods over the years that has, done out in the open, right? Where you have certain schools that have investments and you have certain schools that don't. So yes. But on the flip side, do I think that these gifted programs should go away? Absolutely not. I think that it is worse to have a really intelligent, smart kid. Doesn't matter what school you're at. If you have an intelligent, very smart kid that goes to school every single day and is bored, some of the times that I've gotten in trouble, and maybe you listening have gotten in trouble, is when you've been bored. Mm-hmm. That's when kids get in trouble. So when you have a kid that's in class that's like, you're teaching little nephew, Matthew, next to me. I shouldn't use Matthew, but you're teaching Matthew.
I just use chef.
You're teaching Matthew 1 + 1 = 2. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here thinking I already know what 75 times 10 is, right? So this kid that's 75 times 10, he's bored. So 75 times 10 kid gets in trouble because the gifted programs are gone. He's bored.
I agree with you. I think that don't throw out the baby with the bathwater is my feeling about this. Now, when my kids were younger, I do remember that there were families that would get so bent out of shape. There were parents that would get so upset if their kid didn't make the gifted program. Okay, so that's the flip side of it, where they would do the Kumon courses and they would do the additional.
People actually go to jail behind trying to get their kids to advance, right? Isn't that true? Like Aunt Becky and all them?
Oh, yeah.
They'll do whatever it takes.
For college admissions? Yeah. I'm going to guess that a lot of them, that same energy was going into trying to get your kid who was not really that gifted. But there are truly children who are exceptional, who do get bored. And I would love to hear from our educators because we have a lot of people who are in education. Because I know you can look at it a couple of different ways. One is if you separate them, then does that hurt the rest of the kids? Or if you separate them, does it actually avoid underachievement and meeting more diverse learning needs, that kind of thing? I mean, I'm of the latter, that I think that there is still room for these gifted programs. But why does it have to be, we've got gifted programs, but we're going to overlook Black, Latino, and low-income students? Because I guarantee you it's not for them not having a high IQ or being smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. It's unfortunate that that there have been students overlooked, but I mean,
I want to talk to Chef.
One of the ways that
you...
schools are dealing with this, I went through one of these programs, right?
Yes.
One of the ways that schools do this differently now is they screen every child in the district. It used to be that, parental advocacy would be what got you into the, gifted screening process, which naturally leaves a lot of kids behind. And the quality of education that I got was markedly different than I know kids in general education. Had fantastic teachers. We had probably 4 or 5 field trips every year. We had an overnight trip every year. There were always enough parent volunteers for everything. And it was, I think it's unfair to separate and have that kind of experience. And like the level of family support, how many classrooms can you go into and 23 out of the 24 kids in that class, their parents are still married? Like that was my class. I would like to, and also simply having a gifted program does not mean that you are getting all the kids in that could qualify. I would like to see the gifted classes expanded within existing schools.
Yes.
So, how you have kids that are taken out they do different math with this teacher, or they do different reading courses. I'd like to have people more integrated, rather than a separate program entirely.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, usually I think you can connect all of this to the more money, the better, right?
Exactly.
That's what what everything comes down to. So sometimes you can have some of these schools when you have classrooms, right? This is one of the reasons why private school comes into play. When you have classrooms that are 12, so of course the kid that's in a classroom with 12 kids is going to learn a lot more than a classroom with a teacher that has 35, 40 kids. You know what I mean? Like that comes down. That plays a huge factor when it comes to that.
Chantel from University Place just texted in and said, my son is in a gifted elementary school program. We had to sign up to get him tested at school. His teacher recommended it. See, I think that's key too. They should be giving the test to all kids, whether their parents sign up for testing or not. And yes, I believe they should continue. And she says, thank God for this program because I don't know what to do with an 11-year-old who is smarter than me.
Oh, good stuff, Chantel. All right, let's do a little bit of scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This year, make comfort the first gift during the Black Friday sale at Home Comfort Alliance. Through December 1st, call to get savings up to 75% off furnaces, air conditioners, backup generators, EV chargers, water heaters, and more. If your system's over 12 years old, upgrade now before it breaks and save. And remember to schedule your consultation before December 1st and save up to 75% and take 18 months to pay off 0% financing OAC. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years.
We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Your local credit union, WSECU, believes in making a difference. That's why they're recognizing Washington's community champions, everyday people who strengthen the fabric of our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Dwight Pauls. Dwight transformed an overgrown blackberry patch into a thriving U-Pick blueberry farm in Federal Way. Dwight, thank you for everything you do to bring neighbors together.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Mitch here at Leathers, Washington's most exciting home furnishings resource. Leathers' tariff-free sale is going on now. Hundreds of pieces of gorgeous furniture will be sold at pre-tariff and below prices. Save hundreds to thousands of dollars. Over $1 million of inventory. In stock and ready for the holidays. 40 to 70% off on bedroom, living room, dining room, wood, fabric, and leather. These crazy tariffs are not going away, but these almost liquidation prices are. So hurry into Leather's tariff-free sale in Issaquah now.
Sale ends Monday.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD